Hey, what's up guys, Sir Emanon here, and welcome to another feature match commentary on the channel today. This is going to be round 6 of the LCS playing out live between Pak, shouts to Pak, definitely go subscribe to his YouTube channel, we'll be leaving a link in the pinned comments for sure, versus Kha Bui, I do believe that is, as long as I'm reading that correctly. And it looks like he's going first, going to be activating a Pot of Extravagance, banishing 6 to draw 2. And we will see what he is playing. I actually don't know what either of these players are currently playing, so it should be pretty interesting. He's going to be activating Red Eye's Insight next, so he's on some Dragoon deck. Maybe it's a 40 card version of the Eldlich build that we've been seeing. So he's going to activate Red Eye's Fusion. That's going to go ahead and just summon out Dragoon. I would imagine this is just like Dragoon Eldlich with maybe a Dogmatica package. 40 cards, however. Yeah, it really, Extravagance really limits what you're able to play in the extra deck, so we can like narrow it down a bit. Gonna be setting a couple of back row here, and probably just passing. Right, so Pak is gonna draw to 6, and we shall see what the matchup is gonna be. Yeah, so like I mentioned, I'm gonna be doing these games live. Oh, he's on Drytron. Okay. So Fafnir, gonna go ahead and search for Nova. I think, yeah, you guys can see the chat, I do believe. So yeah, he doesn't know the Drytron cards, so he has to read them. So this could be a little bit of a slower matchup right now. Alright, he's gonna Cosmic Cycle in response. That is reasonable. Probably the only good target to Cosmic in this entire matchup. I guess you could Cosmic the Dawn Knight, which would be cool, like in response to Medionis Drytron, actually, because then the Union carrier would lose attack. So that would actually be an interesting interaction. Gonna go ahead and activate Prep. That's gonna be the follow up here. Like we're going to grab Ben 10 off of this. Right, so we'll see how many Drytrons Pak has managed to open. But yeah, these games are going to be doing live all day today, so should be fairly interesting. Hopefully the gameplay won't be too slow. I mean, these players are currently undefeated, so I don't imagine that they'd be slow playing, of course. They're both very good players. Drytron Nova going to be coming down next, so the Cosmic out of Fafnir actually ultimately ended up not mattering the whole time. At least in terms of getting the search for Nova. Still has a protection, of course, but Nova gonna bring out Alpha, and we'll see what outs this deck plays. I imagine that there's plenty of them. Gonna go for Linkuriboh. Like the big rituals can trade pretty favorably with Dragoon. Yeah, it really just depends on like what extra deck combo he's going for. So he's gonna go for Alpha next. That's gonna tribute Ben 10. We'll see if he decides to negate this. Right, he seems to be letting it go. So Alpha gonna summon itself and then search for a ritual. Again, I haven't really been watching Pak's games so far, so I'm not sure what build he's on. So he's gonna search for a Ben 10 off the Alpha, and then Ben 10 gonna go ahead and trigger for a Light Fairy. Could be searching for Manju or Herald or another Ben 10, maybe another Cyber Angel. It's gonna be Manju. So it doesn't appear that many players here are going for fiber combos this tournament. Maybe just not enough time to really optimize them. Manju gonna be normal summon that's gonna search for a ritual, spell or monster. I feel like at this point, if you're in a cost position, you just save your Dragoon, probably, for something that'll actually threaten it. Because he opened well enough, like Pak opened well enough to where he's going to be getting access to whatever rituals he wants anyway, most likely. Provided he has another Drytron to be able to trigger the Ben 10. And that's not really that unreasonable. So we actually don't know too much about Pak's hand at the moment. We know that there's a Ben 10 there for sure. So a couple of unknowns on both sides. He's thinking what to grab here. There's not a whole lot to comment on without knowledge of like what players are playing at the moment, because this can search. Okay, he's on Herald of Ultimateness. Very interesting. So this is like an upgraded version of Herald of Perfection, just that I don't believe the Vitullo spell is quite as broken. But he's gonna go for Union Carrier here. So this is telling me that maybe he doesn't have more Drytron names. So maybe he's gonna go for Dawn Knight. It is possible he opened Meteonus Drytron. Because oftentimes you go for this play, obviously if you can like tribute the carrier away. So we'll have to see what the rest of Pak's hand entails. He's gonna torrential on the summon of carrier. Okay. That could be relevant. It completely depends on if Pak has access to more, what's it called? More Drytrons. Oh, DB is glitching for me. You guys see that like, I can hover over the cards and like I can see that he has Herald and Manju in hand. Maybe it's not Manju though. I don't know. Dueling Book can glitch sometimes. Okay, so he has Delta. Because it didn't show the Ben 10, which we knew he had Ben 10. So I don't know. Dueling Book. I thought they fixed this glitch. Hopefully players can't exploit it. And maybe it's only for spectators and not for like opposing players. But this used to be a glitch on DB quite a while back. So hopefully it won't come into play here. But yeah, Delta gonna tribute away Ben 10. He's thinking about this, letting it go. So he can reveal the Herald to draw 1, and then Ben 10 can go ahead and search. So Ben 10 now gonna go ahead and grab a search. I still think he's gonna hold Dragoon for something that's actually gonna out it. Because right now the onus is obviously on Pak to, you know, try and clear the board. So let's see. Let's see what he searches here. I feel like as far as the momentum of the game is gonna be concerned, the game will either end this turn or next turn. Like he's either gonna be able to out it or not. Okay, so he is playing Herald of Orange Light. Did commit his normal summon, however, so he's not gonna be able to go for fiber plays. He also has the emergency, so he had a lot of Drytron names. Okay. So he's gonna be able to possibly search for a Zeta, which can go for Meteonus. He already went through Carrier though. Yeah, you definitely do not negate that with Dragoon. Absolutely, you do not. Because that's just a neg 1. Oh, he's gonna search Gamma instead of Zeta. Alright, reasonable. So he's gonna go for some additional Link Fodder, perhaps. Maybe go for a Zeus. Yeah, Zeus is another out to this. I forgot. So yeah, if he can be able to stick a Zeus, if he plays the level 1 guy, or the rank 1 guy, that's unaffected. But then I think you have to attach 2 materials to make it so that it's indestructible by battle. Oh, he has a Zeta in hand too. Okay. So he's going to get rid of the Gamma. Alright, pretty interesting. So we know his hand is Herald of Orange Light, plus, what's it called? Herald of Ultimateness. And I think the last card is unknown. Very curious to see how Pak is going to navigate this. He's going to choose to negate that with Dragoon. And then Pak's thinking in response. I wonder what his response is going to be. Oh, he's going to use Herald on it. Okay. The Herald of Orange Light, I should say. Gosh, there's so many Heralds. There's Herald of Perfection, there's Herald of Ultimateness, there's Herald of Orange Light, there's Herald of the Arc Light. Can't say Herald anymore. Gotta say the full names. Just like you can't say just Gamma anymore. It's either Drytron Gamma or Cyframe Gear Gamma. So, yeah, this is now very outable. He's able to make the Lyrilisk rank 1 and then just go for Zeus, and that outs this. He's gonna go for Meteorus Drytron first, which he did grab off the Zeta there, of course. Which is very good because he can get back Ben 10 and then he can tribute away Ben 10 for Gamma. So this is just like additional pluses. Very strong here, actually. That's assuming he wants to get Ben 10. He could go for Herald of Ultimateness, I guess, if he wanted to. But yeah, no, gonna get Ben 10. Ah, the last card in hand is Prep. That's wild. So this is only a once per turn to actually add back to hand. It can ritual summon as many times as you want. So he could realistically go for 3 ritual summons because he's about to add this back off the Prep. And then he'll be able... Oh, he's playing Megalith full too. You can add this back off the Prep. Then he can tribute again, or ritual summon again, and then use its graveyard effect to reduce the guy by 1,000, and add it back, and then ritual summon a 3rd time. But he's going to choose to use Gamma first. That's going to tribute away the Ben 10. Summon itself in another Drytron. And then Ben 10 going to go ahead and grab yet another search. He hasn't gone through his 3rd Ben 10. He could go for that. I assume he plays multiple orange lights. He could also search that. This is quite strong. So I wonder if he's going to go for summoning full this turn. Not really sure if Bethor is worth it in this game state. Well, obviously, like, not right now to clear the Dragoon, but like, will it be worth to set it up for next turn? We still don't technically know what other engines Kha is playing. I mean, you have to assume Eldlich at this point, right? Like, it's definitely not just like Dragoon plus traps, because they just don't have very much longevity. Pak is thinking quite hard here, though. He's gonna go for Ava. Okay, so that's gonna add more fairies. He can Drytron or Meteorus Drytron back the Herald of Ultimateness, and that's quite good. Yeah, he's gonna do that. And then I imagine he's going to Drytron back, or Meteorus Drytron back itself to the hand, and then overlay for Lyrilisk, and then go for Zeus. And that's probably just gonna... I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want a Zeus right now. Maybe he has another out, I'm curious. So he's gonna go for Meteorus again. That's gonna summon out Full from hand. Full is gonna go ahead and trigger to add back a ritual. So that's gonna add back Ben 10, become a level 6. And we'll see if he's gonna trigger the other effect of Full. He is gonna tribute away Ben 10. So he's gonna summon out... Oh wow, he's on a bigger Megalith package. Alright, so he's on Ophiel. So he can trigger both Ben 10 and Ophiel to grab a ritual monster and a light fairy. So now I'm curious as to like what his out to Dragoon's gonna be if it's not Zeus. Maybe he still can go for it. We'll see. But yeah, Pak in a pretty good spot here. Let us see what he goes for. I do also wonder what the last card in Kha's hand is. This has been a very, very long turn, but a lot's happened in here, so he's able to accrue a lot of advantage, like, through the board. Like, overall, he's about to be on +1, because he's getting 2 searches. So through Torrential Cosmic Dragoon, he somehow managed to go plus. Yeah, this deck is very, very incredible if you manage your resources well. And Pak has done that here in this game. So, It really just depends on what other targets he's playing. I can't really comment too much without knowing his build. It could be a potential another copy of Herald Orange Light if he wants like more protection. We know he has Eva in hand. He might just try and set up for like as many Herald of Ultimateness negates as possible. But he still does have to out this Dragoon. Which granted again shouldn't be too difficult, but who knows? Maybe he's like thinking about that now. He's like, how is he gonna out the Dragoon? He's gonna search for Bethor and then for Manju. So Bethor off the Ophiel and then Manju off the Benten. And he did normal summon all the way back then with this Manju earlier. So let's just follow up for next turn, I guess. I don't know, this isn't really outing the Dragoon right now. I mean, granted, you could just, like, stop it with... Well, I mean, you could just beat over the Herald here and then clear the rest of the board with Dragoon. This Dragoon has to be dealt with. Because even though he is, like, he got all those pluses, like, he's not really able to actually crack the board at the moment. But we'll see. Dragoon is on 3k, yeah. Because the Herald negated it. Or the Orange Light, jeez. I said earlier we have to specify which Herald. But yeah, the Orange Light negated the Dragoon, so it's on 3k. So we know the cards in hand are Eva, Manju, Bethor. Those cards don't... He says Dragoon OP. Oh, he's gonna go for Appaloosa for 4? Just to beat over Dragoon. Fair enough. I mean, you do what you gotta do to out it, I guess, but... I don't know. I feel like Zeus would have been... I feel like he could have gone for Zeus and then, like, set up a bit more, personally. But, he's in a decent spot for next turn. This Appaloosa might not be that impactful, however. I mean, he is going to be able to negate the Wyvern, which is good. So he's not even going to go for it. Fair enough. He's just going to set 2 and pass. I mean, it was worth it, I think. But it does banish for cost, I guess. Maybe just wait until you can actually out the Appaloosa. So Pak has Manju, Eva, Bethor. And now he has all his Drytrons live again. So he's going to Gamma away the Bethor. That's going to summon itself and another Drytron back from Graveyard. Summoning back Zeta. He can use Meteonis as well to add back. Can like add back and then summon out like a Herald just to play around the back row. Because he has Eva in hand. Yeah, he's going to use Meteonis. Targeting the Gamma. He's going to link 2 for maybe a Phoenix. It is going to be Phoenix. Phoenix is going to go ahead and pitch the Ava. That's going to target the back row. So you can get rid of the Red Ice Fusion, draw 1, trigger Ava. So his hand is Manju, Meteonis, whatever he drew for turn and whatever he drew off the Ava. So 2 unknowns. Gonna add... Oh, he's playing a Cyber Petite Angel. That's pretty interesting. And then he's going to add another copy of Herald of Orange Light. So yeah, I don't imagine he's playing hand traps in his build. Delta going to go ahead and use its effect next. It's going to get rid of another Bethor. Wow, he's playing 2 Bethor. And that's going to be the end of game 1. There we go. Alright, so Pak was able to find an out to Dragoon. Because he is playing Appaloosa, which is good. And that was able to close out the game here. So now we will see, moving into game 2. Again, we technically still don't know 100% what Kha is playing. I'm just inferring that it's Dogmatica and Eldlich at the moment, but could very well be different. Oh, they actually opened 3 Red Ice Fusion. Feels bad. So we will see. We'll have to see. Siding should be pretty interesting. I do wonder if Pak is like siding specific outs to Dragoon, or if he's just gonna rely on his engine. I mean, again, you know, Zeus is just a very, very clean out. Because I do believe the Lyrilisk Link 1 Assembled Nightingale is able to be made with more than just 2 level 1s. So you can actually put even more materials under your Zeus. Like if you have 3 materials under it and then you have the Assembled Nightingale, then you stack Zeus on top of it, that's 4 materials. So that can also help with that. So we'll see what's going to be happening in game number 2 here. I feel like that was a pretty straightforward game 1. Nothing too exciting, rather. I know somebody was commenting on one of my other videos is that like, oh, you know, why don't you get too hyped or excited? Like, you sound tired. I mean, sometimes it's just like a very analytical game state and there's not really a whole lot to really get hyped over. I mean, that game was literally Dragoon with back row versus just Drytron trying to out the board. And there was nothing really anything crazy out of the ordinary here. Like, no insane, like, exchanges. It was just, oh, wow. Set 1 pass. That is not what you like to see. Pak's going to start off with a copy of Drytron Delta. That's going to go ahead and tribute away Natasha. I'm a big fan of Natasha. People are saying that, like, oh, Natasha's bad because, like, you have to ritual summon it first, but I mean, you have Meteonis Drytron, which is one of the best rituals in the game. He's going to go ahead and draw on Resolution after drawing off of the Delta. He revealed Meteonis Drytron in his hand. Yeah, Natasha's really easy to summon in this deck. Like, very easy. And like the payoff for it is really, really solid. Like, it's highly searchable, and it just gets to chew 3 boards. Like, no problem. Like, maybe this isn't the format for it. Or, like, you could consider, like, playing it in certain matchups. But, I don't know, this card is definitely really good. I don't think the fact that, like, you have to ritual summon it first is a downside enough to justify not playing it. You'd have to have, like, other reasons. Like, for example, maybe, like, in this matchup, like, if the field is heavily dominated by Eldlich, maybe it's not as good. Or, like, a Dragoon build, fair enough. But he's going to go ahead and Meteonis away the Drytron Delta. That's going to summon back Natasha. See how easy that was? That was so easy. I mean, now he's able to just use this whenever. He's going to be able to gain 1,000 life points here. Broken in time. And this card also has a really solid on-field effect where it just can infinitely negate attacks. So your opponent has to use removal on it. And that's something you don't really love to do because it's not like something that you want to use removal on, but you have to because you just can't attack over it. So Medium has added itself back to hand by reducing the Delta by 1,000 attack. He's going to go for Union Carrier with these 2. And we know he has Meteonis Drytron in his hand. So it's going to go ahead and equip the Dawn Knight. Targeting itself. He's thinking on that. I wonder if he has, like, effect negation for this. Maybe like a strike. We've seen strike a lot this weekend. Oh, excuse me, I had some weird hiccups going on there. But yeah, looks like Union Carrier is going to be let through. Probably going to be equipping the Dawn Knight. And so far, Kha has just not drawn like a lot of his engine cards. Like the only engine we've seen is you know, the Red Ice Fusion package with Dragoon. But we've seen like Droll, Cosmic, Torrential. So yeah, it's gonna be Dawn Knight. It's kind of weird that like he didn't seem to open. Well, either he opened not well enough or really well, but it all lost to Droll. Okay, so he's going to carrier attack for 2k. I think this play is definitely fine. He's going to go ahead and pass here. He could have definitely ritual summoned back to Natasha, just because, like, again, it's a wall that's kind of hard to get rid of. I mean, granted, if he sticks a Dragoon, like, your board's getting cleared anyways, but I mean, it might have been a reasonable play. But then again, your opponent kind of just passed on one back row, so I don't think Pak's feeling too pressured to really do anything at the moment. I'm very curious as to what Kha is playing. I still have no idea. Like, for sure, I don't know what he's playing. I'm just going to continue to assume Eldlich until I see otherwise. So he's thinking here. A lot of thinking going on this match. I mean, that's definitely fair. Alright, there's the Eldlich cards. Okay. He's going to go ahead and send away Judgment to target Dawn Knight. Quite interesting. He's going to go ahead and trigger Dawn Knight here. That's going to just send a Drytron name. Depends on what his hand is. We know one card in his hand is Meteorus, and I believe we don't know the rest of it. So it just depends on what of the Drytrons he has. I would imagine, like, in most cases, you would just, like, instinctively send Alpha. Just in case, or just so that you want to get, like, Benton access, because you already have the Meteorus Drytron. But yeah, to that point about getting hyped, it can be hard to get hyped when, you know, both players are spending some time thinking, which, again, they have the right to, especially in a tournament setting, but it just makes the commentary, like, naturally a lot slower. Excuse the heater in the background, I'm sure most of you guys can hear that, but it definitely can go off during these longer recordings. Okay, so he's gonna set Judgment and then use Lord. Yeah, so I think the reason he targeted the Dawn Knight was to play around Gamma. Oh my gosh, normal summon Red Eyes Wyvern. Jeez. So he's gonna go Verte Anaconda? He is, okay. So that's going to go ahead and pay 2,000 and go for Dragoon. So he's going to go ahead and deal, how much damage is this? 1k, 3k, plus 500 is 45. Yeah. So he's going to go Battle Phase and attack for 35. So Pak sent Gamma. I think that Pak wins this game. He doesn't have to deal with a negation. Literally just one back row. Like, Pak has a full hand. Like, he has both of his Drytrons in Grave Live. I assume he has Alpha in hand. Yeah, Cyber Petite Angel too. So he can just add Benton this way. So, quite good. Yeah, this is functionally similar to Manju, except this card is searchable via Ava, which is the key difference. Gamma's gonna go ahead and tribute Benton, summon back the Delta. Benton can trigger here to add possibly just another Benton. Yeah, like, and he can Natasha steal the Verite so he can go, like, access code beat over this. And we've seen Appaloosa too. So all he has to do is, like, play through the back row. Like, you could literally just go Phoenix to pop the back row. Like, even if it's torrential, you're not feeling bad about that. Because, like, if it is torrential... Okay, so he's gonna go Natasha first. I probably would have done Phoenix first, personally, just in case the back row is, like, a torrential. But not really that big of a deal. He's gonna go ahead and gain 1,000 life points again. I mean, that effect definitely can matter. But yeah, like, Phoenix away the back row and then doing this would have been fine too. Because then it's just like a free access code. and you can just clear the board. And like you have the Delta that you haven't used yet. Maybe he's gonna go for Unicorn. Yeah, Unicorn on the back row. Thinking on the cost. I mean, there is only one reasonable target. Gonna pitch the Ava that he actually already had in hand, so that's very good too. And that's just gonna be a GG. All right. So wow, it's not a very good open from Kha either game. Like he just did not open Eldlich cards, and that's kind of just how it works. Yeah, when you don't open well enough to combat Drytron, that can be what happens. I am very curious as to what this is, but yeah, pretty good showcase of Drytron, and Pak is now 6-0, so looking very, very good going into the rest of day 2 here. Highly likely to make top cup. So that's gonna do it. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed, as well as any thoughts or feedback in the comments. Subscribe for more competitive Yu-Gi-Oh content. If you want to, you can follow me on all social media platforms or support me via Patreon or TCG Player. All links in the description as always. And until next time, I'll catch you in the next video. See you guys.